Hi, this is the first video of this kind, so it might be scuffed. I don't really know what to put on screen, so I decided to just put on gameplay on. Um, you can listen as an audiobook or watch, do whatever is comfortable for you. So I'd like to first say about who I am. You can skip to the time code in your bar on the screen if you don't want to listen to it. So I'm 19 years old, and for the last 5 years, I've been researching psychology, sociology, and history a lot because since I'm autistic, even though I didn't know that before, I had big problems with humans, and I decided to figure out what's happening because psychologists and psychiatrists couldn't help me. But instead of finding how to help myself, I just got really sucked into all of that, and here I am, like self-developing and self-researching all of this stuff. And so I think that I'll be sharing about stuff I found out more often, so that people might find out something important for them, or just if you know it, just like entertainment. Because I find that some things that I know, and if I'm rewatching it, it's just entertaining to, and of course, repeating it to know better. So basics of human perception. Last half a year or so, my mind was focused a lot on what makes humans special. And for a long time, I thought that there's like one thing that makes us so special from any creature compared to creatures or objects, So I may be wrong about it, but from what I know and what I've researched, it all leads to us humans being special in only one thing that stretches to a big part of like being a human, right? So everything from ego to personality to mental disorders comes from that one thing. So I'd like to explain it all in a real life example that happened on the internet recently, and that example will be Game of the Year award. So game called Elden Ring got the best game of the year award, and the creator of really good puzzle games said that this game can be best game of this year. It literally has no design, proceeding to call it absurdity. So this, if you want to check it out, this game developer created games like Braid and The Witness, latter being one of the best puzzle games made. And so, as some of you might know, puzzle games require 101% of game design to be interesting, engaging, and challenging. Which is why a person who puts his soul into design of these puzzle games has such an opinion on that Elden Ring game. For those of you who don't know what Elden Ring is, I'll shortly explain. So it's an open world game, which means that the world is huge, where you can do like whatever you want, and basically, yeah, you can do whatever you want, and there's no like such big limitations as in usual games. As well as this game is in an RPG genre, which makes it so that you can and should upgrade your character, get new items for it, get active and passive skills, and just make your character stronger, basically. There have been games like Elden Ring before, but what made this one so special is that it's not linear compared to all these games before, at all. So you're thrown into this world, you're shown how to move, attack, dodge, do other basic stuff, and that's it. Developers say, we don't care what you do what you want, we will give you no signs, no quest, all is yours. And so that's a very unusual way for game design, since usually players are being led by developers in one way or another. Sometimes they're being hard led in game. So you have no options of moving any way like from the plot, right? So you can't go to other quests, to other worlds, you just go straight forward. Sometimes developers are like in the shadows. They still limit you by the size of the world and the amount of quests, but what exactly you do, it's your choice, right? And this game somewhat falls into that latter category, but here it goes to such extreme that you're not being led in any way, even like game size. That there's so many things that you can find out only like thousands of hours if you play it alone, that you have to go onto the internet and find the guide for it. And so whenever you get into the world, you can go kill that scary knight on a horse. You'll probably die, but you can try doing it. You can try poking those skeletons over there. You can try killing those knights sitting around how it's called, bonfire. Or you can go into that cave that is hell knows how far away from you. It looks interesting. You can go there, but it'll take a long time. Do you need it? No one knows. And then you might notice that big beam of light going through the whole world, and like, what the hell is that? Like, and you have no answers. All you can do is just play and keep being curious. And since developers didn't spend that much time on game design, so-called game design, as that the other puzzle developer says, they had time to focus on other things like character progression, storytelling, and the world itself, so that it's full of stuff to do. That wherever you go, you get rewarded. Any hill you climb, any cave you explore, any boss you kill, you get something. And so I think you now are starting to understand why does that puzzle developer think there is no game design in that game. Because in puzzle games, you're always constrained in what you have to do. Because puzzle games are mostly just about solving puzzles, not about exploring. And so what caused all this ruckus are specifics of perception, which are that we humans can't perceive something in vacuum, only by comparing it with something. And an important part in for me understanding all of this played a relativity theory. Even though nothing of specifics of relativity theory, right? How like object in space work matter, it like that doesn't matter. The fact that it exists and the wording of it helped me understand all of this faster. So, as I said, we can't perceive anything in vacuum only by comparing it, just like in relativity theory, that everything is relative. So, we can understand the value of things only relative to other things, right? So if there's I don't know, if there's a bed for €100 and €200, we can understand how much they cost only in comparison, because we can compare it to apples, we can compare it to phones, we can compare it to houses, and then we know, is it like a lot or not a lot, as well as we compare it to how much we gain a month and stuff like this. So gonna be an extreme example of the concept itself. So if we bash our head against the wall all life, and it's all what we do, it becomes all the same. Nothing matters, and even our brain will start remembering what we're doing, because feeling of time is related to memories. And if we do the same, the brain just stops remembering stuff, and it just becomes all the same, and the time goes really fast. But if one day you decide to eat, right? And you're eating, and your brain goes, oh my god, this is so good, this is so good. Then, by comparing, because before you couldn't compare bashing your head to anything, but now you can compare bashing head and eating. And eating is good compared to bashing head, and bashing head is bad compared to eating. But if you start eating, like only eating, the same thing will happen as with bashing head, because you won't be able to compare it to anything. You might remember the bashing head and you'll still know that eating is good, but you'll still start losing the feeling of time, and it'll become way worse than it was the first time. And yeah, that's it about the concept. So you might ask, but wait a second, we're not the only ones who perceive things such a way. Monkeys, and specifically chimps, perceive it in a similar way to us. Right? Does this mean that it's not that one thing that makes us humans special? And yeah, I probably should correct myself that it's one thing that makes us that wait, that I should correct myself that one thing that makes us and monkeys special. Well, I don't really know yet, but when I found the answer, I'll make a second part of this video explaining it to the end and approving or breaking the current thesis, or whatever, like the current, how do I call it? The saying that there's one thing that makes us humans special, right? I might be wrong completely, I might be wrong partially, the thesis might be wrong itself, that it's not only humans, but humans and monkeys and maybe other animals. So yeah, so let me know what you think in comments. If you have any suggestions, and put a like, please. I'd really like to share with as many people as I want to, as possible. I'm sorry. And one important thing, um, if you are thinking about making videos on YouTube about something, it should be something you want to scream to the whole world, right? So if you'd be able to help me to scream about it to the whole world and let people know like things about that you can apply in real life, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.